Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Just want to start the video off before we delve into today's soap opera. The Newcastle United topics, as usual, more interesting than a script from EastEnders. Well done to everyone who ran the Great North Run today. Big respect to you lot for getting out there in these awful conditions, lashing it down in the Tune, fog on the Tyne. But well done all those that entered the race and raised money for charity. Big up every single one of you lot. In what is the international break still, England last night, 2-0 win over Ireland. Anthony Gordon, one of the best players on the pitch. Brilliant performance by Gordon. Infuriating though, to be honest with you, because again, showcasing what was missing in the Euros and why Anthony Gordon should have been starting the games. Never mind not even coming off the bench. Played about 4 minutes in the whole tournament. One appearance. Pathetic from Snoozegate. Or like Lee Carsley, better already. But yeah, it was same old thing. They really won it. First half was better, but second half tailed off a little bit. Plenty of subs in a game that didn't really matter. But I just wanted to mention Anthony Gordon's performance and how obviously it was shocking that he didn't play in the summer. But well done to him. Great player. Great for him to bounce back. Show what, we missed. Show that Southgate was wrong. And he's been in the media a bit this week doing interviews and stuff saying, it was a failure this summer and the tournament didn't go as well as it should have. We should have won it. He should have played more. Fair play to him. He showed just why last night as a brilliant left-wing performance. Someone that we've clearly missed there for England, who just hugs the touchline, gets him behind. Great balance to the team. Dynamic. Causes a threat. Should have scored, but then his run and shot at the keeper led to the opener by Declan Rice. So, yeah, well done Gordon for bouncing back, and well done everyone for running the Great North Run today. Let's get into today's video then, which, as I said at the start, it's a fight back. It's the soap opera. It's the next episode in the Tune drama. We all know Paul Mitchell. If you haven't seen the video already, check it out. I did it a few days ago on his explosive interview where he labelled Newcastle United's recruitment policy, strategy, everything behind the scenes not fit for purpose. So he's hammering into everyone. What people are saying, is it a dig at Eddie Howe? Is it a dig at Staveley and the way the club was ran previously? A bit of everything, to be fair, wasn't it? But you can have a look back on that interview and have a look back on my video reflecting on that the other day. But now we're going to talk about how others feel, because they are upset and hurt by Mitchell's interview. Now, we'll start off with Dan Ashworth, because we'll get him out of the way, because I haven't got much sympathy for that bloke, to be fair. The little rat, after he was emailing, Man U, I really want to join you as Man United. Please, can I come to Manchester and be at the leaky roof at Old Trafford, please? So Dave Brailsworth and Jimmy Ratcliffe, I hear you've got better dining experiences there at Old Trafford. He's came out and said, as a fellow sporting director, he would never, ever do anything like that. And he's disappointed and hurt by the comments from Mitchell, pretty much throwing him under the bus and accusing him of doing a poor job and not doing things right behind the scenes at Newcastle. Now, I think the best work was done by Amanda and stuff, and we'll get into that soon. The signings she made before Ashworth came in. We obviously know Ashworth last summer was behind the Minter deal, which is obviously gave us a profit. We know how that works out. Maybe Tino and stuff like that, and Tonali. But the brunt of it was, Amanda, he's actually Bruno's. We'll talk about them soon. But on Ashworth, like I say, I don't have any sympathy for him. I think he's a little snake, going behind our back, emailing other clubs where he was employed by Newcastle just to get on garden leave, just so he could get a bigger paycheck at Manchester United than Newcastle United. But I agree with him in the sense that it probably is harsh. It was harsh from Mitchell, but it wasn't necessarily on Ashworth that I wanted to focus about, because he doesn't deserve it. It was Amanda and Murdad and Steve Nixon, the chief scout. Obviously his position's been derailed a little bit now, put back a little bit. But from their point of view, I can understand why Amanda's coming out and saying, she's hurt by it. This is all by the Telegraph, by the way, if I haven't already put that on the screen. An exclusive from them. I'm sure you'll come out and hear other reports from other media outlets on it very soon over the next couple of days. But so Amanda's hurt by it, and that's the part I'm bothered, because Amanda, she's a legend. She came to this club. She was the one that got the takeover sealed and signed and delivered by the Saudis, so we'll always love her for that. And then let's be real, she was the one in the board meetings, remember, on the Prime documentary, signing Anthony Gordon, and before that, her, Eddie Howe, Steve Nixon, all of them getting the deals done for Botmans of the world that we've now thankfully got at the club. So, I feel harsh on her, and I thought that was a disgrace, really. Reflecting back on it now, what Mitchell did say was bang out of order. Saying it's not fit for purpose. I've only been here 7 weeks, so what do you expect me to do? Yeah? Supporting role, me. So, didn't go pointing any thumbs or fingers at me, alright? He should be pointing thumbs, actually. Right himself, he's the one to blame. No pointing fingers. Yeah? Because I think Mitchell was seriously bang out of order. for the accusations, for the way he went on, for how he kind of buried people and did throw them under the bus. And it wasn't right. It wasn't right at all. You know, it is a disgrace considering what a man did and how, you know, what I'm starting to wonder now, what I'm starting to worry about is when I look at the comments from Mitchell and the way they're going on and saying it's not fit for purpose and this wasn't in order and that wasn't working and that's not sustainable. I get the point of not being sustainable, spending big money and not making any sales, because that's why we're in the FFP shape. We had to sell Arneson and Minter. But him saying it's not fit for purpose and everything's a disaster and everything's a shambles behind the scenes, I wouldn't say it was a shambles. I think the signs we've made post-takeover have all been a hit, bar Chris Wood and Matt Targett. So you've got a lot right there. That's a really good percentage of a win ratio of successful signings. You know, getting Bruno for 35 million, getting Botman for 35 million, getting Isak, 63, looked a lot at the time, definitely isn't now. He's worth double that, if not more. Even Tonali at 55. See his assist for Italy the other night, by the way. My God, that was unbelievable. Sensational back heel assist by Sandro for Italy in their 3-1 win over France. So even he could hopefully go on to show that he's worth more than that. And we know you mentioned Anthony Gordon stuff, 40 million of his England performances carry on like that and continues to get links to Liverpool. Will easily make 80, 90, 100 on him as well, which I don't want, by the way, but I'm just saying that shows how good the signings were and how the valuations have rose. So, you know, it shows that they have done a good job. It shows that we did do well in the transfer window and that Amanda, Murdad, Steve Nixon and the rest of them deserve a huge amount of respect. And you can't come in and then just say, nah, shit show, now I can do about it, mess this, couldn't sign anybody. Funny that, because this is the first summer since the takeover that we haven't made a marquee signing when Mitchell was in charge. Now, I know it was late, and I was saying all summer, patience, but I fully believed that Guehi would get done and Guehi would be delivered. And for that not to happen was a joke. For nobody to happen was a joke to strengthen that starting 11. Because even like Kelly's and that were brought in before him, weren't they? So he didn't out. He says there's 7 weeks. 7 weeks? He's acting like he only had 7 minutes, 7 days. Did still have several weeks to get a signing through the door. And what Mitchell was saying, obviously, was, you know, we're too focused on Premier League targets. We're too focused on one player, all this. Funny that, because when Amanda was here, we signed Bruno, a Brazilian from France. We signed Botman, a Dutchman from the Holland leagues. We signed Isak, a Swedish international from Spain. Tonali, Italy international from Milan. So, not all Premier League right there, are they? So, bit wrong on that one, weren't you, Mitchell? I think, as they've said, and as others have said since then, it's definitely been a case of that interview. Nah, don't blame me. Not my fault. Look at all the other things that went wrong around us. So, yeah, Mitchell hasn't came out in a good light for me then. And reflecting upon that interview now that it's a good few days old, it just hasn't shown him in a good light at all. I really, really didn't like it. But I like the appointment of Mitchell. He's got good record at the clubs he's been at previously, so he better sort it out and bring that to Newcastle United and in the upcoming transfer windows. And that one is obviously January, not too far away now. In rainy September, it'll be here before we know it, I'm sure. And guess what? Guess who the main target is for January? All of Mitchell's hard work. According to the Telegraph, according to this article. Yeah, you guessed it. It's still Marc Guehi. Still Marc Guehi. So we didn't waste the entire summer window on Marc Guehi. That wasn't enough for them. They thought, you know what I'm going to do as well? Huh? Going to waste the winter window on them as well. Yeah, that's it. Fancy doing that? Yeah, good idea that, isn't it? Right, sound. Deadline deal, just whacking a 50 million bid for someone, and fuck all will happen again. So that is bizarre. That is, yeah. So they're saying Guehi's still the top target in January. I don't know what from the past few months has thought, you know what, we'll get Marc Guehi, unless they eventually play the 70-odd million that Crystal Palace want. And he's not looking worth that at all at the minute, to be honest with you, like. But that's concerning to me, because if Mitchell's on about saying we need to scout here, we need to spread with wings, you know what I mean, cast with net, far and wide, different transfer strategies, yeah? Look at other continents, get some bargains in, Sam Botman, you know, someone like that. But no, we'll go back in for that player we couldn't get all summer long, that's what we're going to do. We'll go back in for Guehi, 70 million. Wow, that's worrying, that's concerning. Don't like the idea of that at all, unless we did get him at a decent price, which is very, very unlikely. But it is apparent that Newcastle are going to be very active in the January window, so let's hope that's right this time round. Better than the summer one, obviously. That wouldn't be hard to beat. But we are going to be active in January and in the upcoming windows, and we will be spending money, which is music to my ears. But I tell you what, actions speak louder than words. So I'll wait until I see Mitchell actually sign someone who improves the starting 11. That would be lovely. But there we go. That'll do for this Sunday afternoon video. Let me know in the comments below what you're making this all. What do you make of Mitchell, Ashworth and Amanda being, hurt by it, upset by it, and the rest of them? International duty, has been watching any games, Tonali's assist, Gordon performance, let me know. And then thankfully we'll be back next weekend for Wolves away. Can't wait. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy yourselves.